Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have-nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So Alex Jones had his first trial last week, and it was a complete and utter shit show. It was a complete circus, as you would expect. And I wanted to cover this not because I think you guys haven't heard about it already, but because of something else that happened during the trial that's now related to the January 6th investigation and an update that just came out today. So, keep in mind, this was just one of several of his trials brought by a Sandy Hook parent. As I said, this was the first. These are parents who were tormented. They were threatened by some of Jones's mentally disturbed followers. So there's still more to come, and he still has more to lose. Also, this trial was held only to determine how much he should pay because he had already been issued a default judgment. He had a default judgment, or I should say, filed against him. And that's because he refused to comply with discovery requirements and to turn over his financial documents and communication. I'm not going to go into all the batshit crazy details of the day in and day out of the trial, but I wanted to discuss the outcome of the trial because it has implications for very similar pending lawsuits and investigations. Like I said, it's also related to January 6th. So first of all, as you likely know, Jones's attorney screwed up massively. He is probably going to have to leave the law profession. I don't think that that's an overstatement. He accidentally sent 2 to 3 years worth of Jones's text messages to Sandy Hook parents, to their attorney, I should say. And he failed to respond within the requisite 10 days after the attorney emailed him back and said, hey, do you want any of this to be considered privileged information? Jones' attorney then tried to immediately declare a mistrial, but the judge said, no, I'm not going to allow that request. But I don't think the media is really doing this enough justice. This was a monumental fuck up. Jones is someone who's in tight with right-wing members of Congress like Marjorie Taylor Greene. He associates with the likes of Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson, militia groups who are now charged with seditious conspiracy, Ali Alexander of Stop the Steal fame, so many more. The importance of getting a hold of his text messages cannot be overstated. This could be a veritable treasure trove of smoking guns. However, here's where January 6th comes in. We now know that the January 6th committee has secured a copy of Jones' messages. What do you know? Everything from mid-2020 to the present has been deleted. That's not suspicious at all, right? I mean, right when the primary was underway for the presidential election in 2020, all the way through January 6th, all of those messages are gone. Nothing to see. I'm sure it's just a coincidence though, right? Like the Secret Service, like the Department of Defense, like the Army, all these other agencies that all of a sudden have no messages to report. Here's the thing though. You've got to think that someone like Jones understands the street value of compromising material. So chances are he saved damning text messages to use as a get out of jail free card, right? Or maybe even to blackmail someone. I have no evidence of this, but honestly, would we put it past him? I mean, this is someone who questioned the death of little children and continued to perpetuate the lie that it was a hoax after he knew that these families were going through hell and it was causing them harm. And the auditors as I've mentioned to you guys before, have said he was squirreling away like $11,000 a day into a shell corporation. So this was after the default judgment was issued. And then he realized, oh my God, I'm actually going to have to pay these families for my lies. So not really the type of person who's above blackmail, in my opinion. Eventually, we'll see what comes out. In the meantime, the jury has ordered Jones to pay nearly $50 million to this one family. And that's something that has got to be reverberating throughout the right-wing ecosystem. The days of being able to lie and to harm people with complete impunity appears to be coming to an end. So I would imagine that people like Sidney Powell, Mike Lindell, Rudy Giuliani, all these others probably had a slight heart attack when they heard that judgment. Also, Fox News, OAN, the Gateway Pundit, the rest of the right-wing media, they are probably now reconsidering settlements with people like Ruby Freeman and her daughter, Shay Moss, and companies like Dominion. I hope this makes them all think twice before they continue to spew out more lies out of their pie holes. They have endangered so many people with their lies, with their bullshit. And now they've seen, oh, karma actually does show up, right? Karma train actually finally came for Alex Jones. And this trial was in Texas. An almost $50 million judgment against Alex Jones in Texas, y'all. That's got to scare the hell out of them. Now, whether or not they're going to actually get that money is another subject, because there is a cap on how much you can get in cases like this in Texas. So I'll keep you guys all posted. But yeah, this has to make a lot of people very, very nervous, and it makes me very, very happy. When and if I hear more about any and all of this, I will let you know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.